Hey everybody, welcome back to Casual Commander. I'm Tim,
And I'm Chris.
and today it's a continuation because there are five Tarkir Dragonstorm Commander decks, and we did not have time to do all five of them in the last episode, so we are ending with the final two, Mardu and Jeskai.
I
And
mean, we did have time. We just didn't want to go for 2.5 hours.
okay, well that's like the definition of not having
No, we
time.
had the time. We just chose not to.
Okay, we did not want to make a 2.5 hour
There
episode.
you go. Yep, that's fair. Uh, Before we get into the decks, I think it's important that we say you and I actually had a chance over the weekend to play against the Teamer deck, and I was right.
Yes, Chris played one game against the Teamer deck,
And I was
and
right.
a game that he didn't even win and has decided that that means he was right.
That's right. But the Teamer
So,
deck also didn't win.
so you heard it here first, folks. Chris seeing it for one game means he
That's all it
was right.
takes. That's all it takes.
Okay. For those of you who aren't watching and can't see Chris's head, it's normally giant, and then now his inflated ego is making it twice that size.
It's huge.
It's yeah, barely
Dude,
fits
I
on
saw a
screen.
picture of like my side profile next to other people's heads, and I was like, "How the heck? How does my neck function?
I
Like
don't
what?
know, man.
It's wild, man.
Like jokes aside, like
It's a big
can you buy
freaking
hats?
head. No, no, I can't. That's part of a problem. I have to wear like I wear like an 8 1/4.
I don't know hat sizes, but I'm just gonna assume that's absurd.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. You need a
It's a
20
lot.
gallon hat.
Oh, I'm Doug Dimmadome over here.
Doug Doug
The
Dimmadome.
problem is instead of going vertical, it goes like outward.
Horizontal.
Well, hats are circles, brother.
That doesn't mean it's not
It
going
goes in
in a
all direct. I'm not
horizontal.
wearing an oval.
You said vertical for the first one.
I said instead of vertical.
Th- What's the opposite of vertical, Chris?
Z,
Or X.
radial.
It- okay. It's three dimensional. So if it's expanding circularly, that means it's expanding in two dimensions.
Shut up. I have a big head. We got it. We
Yeah.
understood.
And
The,
apparently,
the, the
your
listeners
head's not
now,
filled with geometry.
it sure isn't. It's filled with ego, apparently,
Yes,
about playing one
true.
of these decks.
That we agree on something, Chris.
Good. I'm glad we agree.
Chris's head
Anyway,
is filled with ego. That's the tagline.
perfect. All right. Well, we got two more decks to do. Um, the one I have to start up with is the Mardu Surge.
Ooh.
It is helmed by Zergo Stormrender. I have to type the full name. Fun card. It is red, white, black for a 3/3 Orc Warrior with Mobilize 1. Whenever this creature attacks, create a tapped and attacking 1/1 Red Warrior creature token. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. And whenever a creature token you control leaves the battlefield, draw a card if it was attacking. Otherwise, each opponent loses 1 life.
So attacking is after combat, even if it's no longer combat phase. It was attacking, correct? Or does it have to
You
die
can
in combat?
attack. You can attack and sack.
But is it still considered attacking after combat? Say it doesn't die.
No.
Okay.
So this is essentially like you chump block me, I draw a card.
Okay. So then
Otherwise, it's so like if so this is like with the mobilize mechanic. If you chump block me, I draw a card. If you don't chop block me, you take a damage.
yeah, okay. So his secondary thing is great for Myriad, but bad for Mobilize unless it just die.
No, it's
Unless
great.
it
It's great for it's great for both. That's what I'm saying. If you mobilize, you make an attacking creature.
yeah.
that creature, if you block that creature and it dies, like the Zergo player draws a card.
Yes.
If you don't block the creature, you take 1 damage from the creature and then take another damage during the sacrifice.
But you sacrifice it at the beginning of next end step, not combat.
Correct. Reread the second half, Tim. Whenever a creature token you control leaves the battlefield,
Yes.
draw a card if it was attacking.
Yes.
If it isn't attacking, the opponent loses a life. So any other state of the game, it is a Conrad, essentially. It doesn't have to only be when it's attacking. It's just if a token dies.
I missed the otherwise.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, well,
Tim,
if it's not
what are you not
attacking, then
getting?
nothing happens.
Yeah, I'm like,
Sorry,
what are you not getting?
yeah. Otherwise, each opponent loses 1 life. Got it.
So it's
Easy.
either do you block it, not take the damage, right?
Yeah. Or let him draw.
And let them draw. Or do you take the damage, right? So it's a trade-off.
I mean, it's a good way to turn 1 damage into 3, spread across 3 players.
Sure. I mean, it is each opponent, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the nice part about it too is you can tap and then sacrifice it to, like, Phyrexian Altar or Phyrexian Arena or whatever it is, and draw a card that way.
Yeah.
Like, specifically, it doesn't say do this once per turn. So if you figure out a way to, like, attack with like 6 tokens and skull clamp them, you're drawing a lot of cards.
Yeah.
So you have to have like this is a deck that's absolutely going to need an Phyrexian Altar.
Wow, we did it. We broke Skull Clamp and Phyrexian Altar.
Well, not Skull Clamp, because Skull Clamp is sorcery speed for attachment, but
oh, that's
you get
true.
the
It
idea.
is. Yeah.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah.
So if
But
you have instant speed sacrifice, he's strong.
I mean, you still could Skull Clamp at the end of it to do a damage to each opponent.
The pinging, sure.
Yeah.
I guess it's nice because it's like, what do you value more? Do you value the draw, or do you value the ping?
I mean, depending on how many Skull Clamp triggers you can get off, like how much mana you have, you're still drawing a card from Skull Clamp, aren't you?
2.
2? Oh, then yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So if it were attacking, I guess you would get 3, but you can't do it while it's attacking with Skull Clamp. Anyway, but yeah, Phyrexian Altar also great include because that's instant speed. Honestly, any of the altars really, like, probably put them all in, right? Like Ashnod's.
It's really just Ashnod's and Phyrexian.
I mean,
You can't really do KCI because there's not many. I guess you could do KCI if you have some kind of like artifact creature generation.
what's it, like Altar of Dementia or Altar of, what's the one that makes a mill?
I think it's based off the like mana value, isn't it?
Is it based off? It might be based off mana value. You might be right.
Mills cards equal. No, it's to the power.
Oh, then
So you could do Altar of Dementia too. Yeah.
I mean, it's only 1/1, but it's still something. It's a weight. It's a sack outlet, right? Like you can. It's a
Zergo's a 1/1, right? Zergo himself only makes a 1/1, but like, let's be real. How you building this deck? You're going crazy tokens.
Sure, yeah.
You're in Mardu anyway, so you're building a bajillion tokens and swinging.
I'm just saying, like, you want to have multiple sack outlets or sack engines in there so you can do it no matter what.
Goblins?
Ooh, goblins. That's always good. Yeah.
Like, straight up, like, I know we talked about me building that, like, designing that one goblin deck using the other dragon.
Was that the from the set, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what it is.
It was
His
like
name
the
is
spirit dragon.
Nerev.
Not
But
the Nerev that's in this deck.
No, but I do like Zergo more.
Yeah, you think?
I think so, because he kind of synergizes well with. Let's be real. I'm a Johnny. Okay, I recognize it. You don't have to tell me. I like sacrifice decks.
What?
I
mean, I do too.
And so I genuinely, like, if we look at our scale of ranking, I think Zergo's like Eldraine.
I could see that. I was thinking he was definitely a high 7, but I could be convinced Eldraine.
I mean, purely, no matter what, when like basically he says when a token dies, something good happens for you. When a creature token dies, something good happens.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah,
So
I
there's
guess
no
the
like there's never a condition where a token dying for you doesn't help if Zergo's on the battlefield.
yeah, that otherwise really does. It's the entire time, right? Like you get
Yeah.
something no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
It's not a once per turn. It's just it's an always. It's like a and the nice part is like when you have like an aristocrat style deck like that, typically it's Orzhov.
Hmm.
And so in order to and by him adding in that red and giving you Mardu opens you up to so many more token generations,
Hmm.
a la goblins. I think just the combination of those two things, it just makes him really strong.
Yeah, he is pretty good. I like that.
I think was this from Eldraine. If you disagree, why are you not copy? View only. What the heck?
Chris, how are you viewing only your thing?
I don't know. Because that was on my account.
Oh,
There we
silly
go.
Billy.
I'm just a silly goose. I gotta hide my bookmark. It's too late now, but whatever. Okay. Do you want to read off the alternate commander?
Sure. It's Narev again, but a different one, the Crackling Vanguard. Two red, white, black for a 4/4 spirit dragon with flying and death touch. It says when Narev enters, create two 1/1 red goblin creature tokens. Whenever Narev attacks, exile a number of cards from the top of your library equal to the number of differently named tokens you control. During any turn you attacked with a commander, you may play those cards.
Eh.
I think it's decent, but like compared to Zergo, yeah. Eh.
Like he's cool.
Yeah.
Like God, you know how many tokens if you run this kind of deck, you know how many token like individual token types you're gonna have to carry with you?
I think that's the hardest part is like
Owning the tokens.
yeah, well, not just owning the tokens, but owning the token generators, right? Like cuz
Oh no. The making tokens of different types is super easy.
but it's annoying. You have to like and you have to draw into them.
Sure.
And
He's really good. I mean, that's fine, right? Like, this doesn't say token creatures either. You make food, you make
oh,
clues,
that's
you
true.
make blood,
Tokens,
you
yeah.
can make art like treasures, you can make thopters. It doesn't care. It's
Yeah.
specifically just tokens.
Yeah.
So making tokens in Magic is easy. They're
That's
not
fair.
necessarily good.
I was thinking it was just creatures, which would
Yeah.
it makes it better because you're right. Yeah, you get all the other
Hmm.
things.
So having that, right, especially again in Mardu, there's so many different types of you can make spirits, goblins, zombies, dragons, warriors, cleric. Like there's so many different types of token generators
Yeah.
in this color that that's why I'm saying the hardest thing for us is if you're going to build this deck, you have to remember to buy all of those different types of tokens.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to have like playing this deck is going to be like a sea of just flipped up magic cards. Like, yo, that's a 1/1 warrior and that's a 2 goblins. And yeah, it's going to be a pain.
It yeah.
It's important to note he doesn't pass the bear test.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, he's 5 for a 4/4. Does his alternate pass the bear test?
I think so.
Oh, yeah, he does.
And
He's a 4/5.
the other thing that I don't 100 so I like this card, right? I think it's a really strong card because obviously you now have like a second hand,
Mm-hmm.
right? Especially if you have a ton of tokens, you just have a second hand. The downside is it's exiled, so everyone can see your hand.
True. Yeah.
And so that's
No
like a secret like
surprises.
negative effect
Yeah.
off of narrative. It's like, "Oh, what's up T Foles?
Hey, T-Falls.
Thanks for joining in." It's it's like a negative effect that you don't think about because now it's like you're playing with an open hand.
But I mean, you say that, but isn't like what's the red
I know
black?
the blue card. No, the red black.
Well, I'm just thinking impulse draw in general is a big thing for red, and like
Hmm.
there's a lot of really strong impulse draw commanders. Who's the tiefling one from?
Karlak?
No, he's a warlock. I think he was from Baldur's Gate.
Oh my
The
god.
the main one, right? Like,
The one that everyone plays.
crap. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? It's also something stupid like Whisper or like
Prosper.
Prosper. I was close with Whisper. I mean that's like it is a secret negative effect, but it doesn't stop people like Prosper. You know, like cards like Prosper
Sure.
still are good.
Yeah.
It's impulse draw. Like it's good, right? Like
Hmm. The nice part about his impulse draw is you keep them forever, which is
is
why I'm saying it's like a second hand of cards.
okay. That's what I was gonna
They don't go away.
reiterate on. Like it doesn't go away as long as you attacked with a commander and he's on the field.
Sure. So
And
you
if
can only basically it limits your hand to sorcery speed, which is fine if you
yeah, sure.
can live with it, right? And you can only cast those spells in your second main phase.
Is it sorcery speed?
Basically, it says you can only do it on a turn you attacked. So
So
sure,
after
you can
attacking.
cast instance after you've attacked.
So just immediately go to second main, or sorry, immediately go to combat. Skip your first
Yeah.
main, go to
Oh,
second main
that's
after
like, but the funny part is that's like exactly what Mardu is like. Mardu is like, I don't care about my first main. I'm fighting,
that. Yeah,
right?
I don't know how many
Unless,
times I'm gonna fight, but
yeah, unless you have like a haste based deck with Mardu. Mardu's like, whatever. I was swinging with what I got, and then in second main, I'll cast more.
yeah,
Come at me. So
yeah. I mean, he'd be good. Is Ishin who smiles at death or whatever his name is? He's the attack trigger guy. He's Mardu, right? Or is he? Is
yeah,
he?
he's Mardu.
Yeah, he'd be great for this commander. But I
Do you
think
mean is it two heavens is one?
two
Not
heavens is
who
one.
smiles
That's
at death.
not.
Two
Yeah,
heavens is one.
someone who smiles at death. Is that Alicia?
Yeah,
Alicia. Yeah.
Alicia who smiles at death.
Anyway, I
I
think
think he's a seven.
yeah, I was gonna say he's a 7. He's a solid 7. Like I think he gives you a decent amount, but also just like in this deck, he just kind of loses out to Zergo. Zergo's so much better.
I think in this deck he is. Just Zergo. Zergo is just better in
Yeah,
general, right?
yeah,
Like Zergo is just better.
yeah.
Zergo passes the bear test.
Okay, that's not the end all be all, Chris.
That is my end all be all. You don't get it. All right, new cards. So, like we had said before, they all have a will of the clan, right? So in our case, this one is
hmm
will of the Mardu. 2 and a white for an instant. Choose one. If you control your commander, you may choose both. Create a number of 1/1 red warrior creature tokens equal to the number of creatures target player controls. And Will of the Mardu deals damage to target creature equal to the number of creatures you control.
Honestly, I kind of like both of
That's not.
those.
I mean, that's good,
Yeah,
right? Dump a bunch of creatures on the board and then kill one big thing.
I think the probably the best one I would think that I've read so far is Goldlust Triad.
Oh, you're talking about new cards. I thought you were still talking about the wills.
Oh
Okay,
no no
Goldlust Triad is the best card you've read so far.
yes, in this deck, yeah. I don't know. It might be. It's pretty good. But sorry for the wills. I don't honestly remember what the other ones do, but this one's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
But have you seen Goldless Triad?
No, read it out.
Okay, 4 and a red for a 4/3 dragon, flying with myriad, and whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. That's insane, right? Like it's flying. It does myriad, so you attack all. I guess it does it for each opponent. Yeah, for each opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So like
So you could get up to 3 treasures a turn.
I think that's really good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I think it's a good card. It's a good dragon. It's a good adder. I mean, flying again. You know how many flying creatures are really out there to block it?
It could use a trample.
Hmm.
It's not good enough. It could be more broken.
I do like, especially in go wide decks, this card within range.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Let me pull it up. 3 and a black for an enchantment. When this enchantment enters, create 2/1/1 red warrior creature tokens. And whenever you attack, each opponent loses life equal to the number of creatures attacking them.
That is pretty good. I do like that.
I think that one's fun. Especially on Go Wide,
Yeah.
it's like a guaranteed and it's on attack trigger. So even if they block,
You still get the
the
damage.
damage is still going through, right?
It,
So
it's also each opponent, so it doesn't matter. Oh no, it's each opponent attacking them, but still
attacking them,
good.
yeah. So works great with Myriad, works great with Go Wide. You get a bunch of this could be in my squirrel deck.
It could.
It could.
Wow, we found a way to break your squirrel deck.
But I don't know. I'm surprised you didn't read this one out. Iron Will Forger. 3 and a white for a 3/3 Orc Artificer with Lieutenant. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control your commander, target non-legendary creature you control gains Myriad until end of turn. Just give whatever you want Myriad.
Yeah, well, but non-legendary. So it's good. It's good, but I don't know.
Tim, let me introduce you to a card.
Although I guess Myriad doesn't work with legendary creatures anyway, so yeah,
Correct.
that's fair.
Immediately enter and be sacrificed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Let me introduce you to a non-legendary card.
Oh, that's a good point. I always forget about the Blightsteel.
You always forget about the Blightsteel for some reason, man. I know we usually use Blightsteel as the end all be all.
We did it again. We broke Blightsteel.
Let's make Blightsteel. What's it? Myriad.
Yeah.
I have one Blightsteel. I could use 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
There's tons of dragons that you want in Myriad that you can get all kinds of fun triggers off of. There's so much stuff to trigger. It's
insane that he's non-legendary. He does way more than most legendaries.
Yeah, well, whatever. He's not a named character.
I guess
just a Colossi.
He could be though.
Look at him. He's 35. He's $40 still.
That's actually that's down. They've reprinted him a couple of times. So
shoot, I should have gotten that. I should have gotten that secret layer drop.
Oh,
that Megatron. Oh, so nice.
But he was the Phyrexian one, wasn't he?
No. Yeah, he's Phyrexian. He's a Phyrexian Golem. Blightsteel Colossus.
Oh, I thought didn't they make another one in All Will Be One or something like that?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, anyway.
I don't know.
So far, I like these new cards.
I would say this is a 7. I'm not super blown away with it.
I don't know why, but I like Gold Lust Triad. I just think it's strong.
Because it's a dragon.
Well, most of them are dragons, Chris.
It's a dragon.
If that was the only criteria, then all of these decks, alternate commanders.
There's only 2 dragons in this one in new cards. I guess 3 if you count the alternate commander. But
yeah, the commander. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, so the interesting thing is this deck really wants to make a ton of tokens.
Yep.
Right? And a lot of these don't make consistent tokens. I mean, you got the Myriad, which is nice.
I mean, Infantry Shield gives whatever it has mobilized, so that's also more tokens.
I mean, Redoubled Stormsinger is really good too. Whenever this creature attacks, for each creature token you control that entered this turn, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that token. At the beginning of the next end step, sacrifice those tokens. So you get double ETB effects. You get to attack basically. It's like not a cheap, but it's like a way to be able to make tokens you create attack that turn. You pop off with Zergo. Okay.
Every single one of these cards creates tokens, Chris.
You're right. I was super wrong. Okay. You're right. I got you then. Was this from Eldraine? I think these are strong cards. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Creature reprints.
Let me switch over. Okay, so you got a Grenzo, but not the one you think about.
Oh, a nice Gix reprint.
Ooh, Gix, that's a good one.
Legion War Boss is always fun. A lot of tokens there.
Hero of Blade
Biomancer, you get to make some snakes.
Is Hero of Bladehold new?
Which one?
Hero Bladehold? No, it's not, right?
No, it's not new.
Hmm.
Hero
Why is that
Bladehold.
card
That was from
$5?
March. That's from Mirrored and Besieged. That's been around for a while.
Is that why it's 5? Like, I'm just looking at the price and it seems.
No.
Well, holy shit. Goldless Triad, $20. So clearly someone agrees with me.
Yeah, okay, fine. It's good. I recognize that. Okay? It's a good D. You've picked the good D.
I did. Adeline, Resplendent Cathar. I
I
think
mean, they're
this is
definitely
fine.
like it's a good deck, right? I've heard or read about this deck like hitting the table hard and fast. Like if
Sure. Yeah.
you make a ton of tokens very quick with this deck pops off quickly.
I mean, I can definitely see that.
Right? They can't avoid putting in Mirror Battlesphere. That just and Sun Titan. Like that used to be mythic. Sun Titan used to be mythic. It's a 40-cent card now.
I mean, is it not mythic anymore? Did they errata it?
No, it's rare now, I think.
Oh,
It
I
might be
didn't know that
mythic.
actually.
Is it rare? Is it
I mean,
mythic?
this printing that I'm looking at is,
It's
but
mythic. Now you got me wondering.
yeah. Hey, what
No,
up,
it's
Zane?
mythic, brother.
Dragon the Grading.
No, it's mythic. Wow. Okay. Well, Sun Titan's mythic. It's a 40-cent mythic.
Did we talk about Planeswalker? It's Kaya. It's not bad.
Kaya's
Geist
a good one.
Hunter.
Yeah. Geist Center. I think is that the one? Oh, what's that? Was that from? That's the one from Crimson Vow. Okay.
Yeah,
She goes hunting ghosts.
she's
I
hunting
think this
geists.
is. I mean, there's some good reprints in here, and like synergistic wise, like it definitely synergizes very very well to make tokens and then buff those tokens.
I I agree. I think it's good for the deck. It's not like blowing me away though. Like it's not. I don't know. I think it's a 7. I think it's a solid 7.
You think so?
I think so.
I mean, in terms of reprints, there's some good ones in here. All right, I'll give it to. Was it? This is a 7. All right, you can have that. Fine.
Dinks.
Instant sorcery reprints. Swords. A braid. Interesting. That's a weird one to include here.
That is a really weird one.
Hold on. Grand Crescendo.
Is that?
Oh, that's from Capenna. Okay,
Yeah.
I was looking at the art and I'm like, holy crap! Is that art from like Unfinity?
Yeah. Well.
But no, that is
Yeah.
from Capenna. That is actually a really good card, a really good include in this deck.
That came from that commander's precon, didn't it? The
It came from Commander. Yep.
yeah. I
And the
forget
Commander deck right now, it's a $14 card. So
$14.
yeah, 14. But it's good. Look at it,
Yeah,
dude.
that's true. That is good.
You got a bunch of mana. You don't know what to do with it. Just and it's an instant.
Yeah, and it
And
gives.
it could
everything
also very
indestructible.
well be 2 white mana. Give all of your creatures indestructible.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's a good
Like
point.
it's a freaking good card.
Yeah, but what about release the dogs?
Immediately make this Eldraine. Hour of Reckoning is kind of fine. Eliminate the competition. Oh, that's kind of fun. As an additional cast to as 4 and a black for a sorcery, as an additional cost to cast, eliminate the competition, sacrifice X creatures, destroy X target creatures. So that's some really good, like especially in token go wide decks. Like you, yeah, you're gone.
Yeah.
I'll sack a couple things, no big deal. I'll make them back. I use my 4 dogs to kill your 4 dragons.
I release the dogs.
Yeah. I mean, 9 mana to kill 4 things, that's a pretty good rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think once again, like, this is a 7. It's a high 7 carried by a couple good cards.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Would you agree to that?
Mm-hmm.
This is a high 7. All right,
Now-
artifacts and enchantments.
Now this, I think,
Skull Clamp is in here.
Skull Clamp, Blade of Selves, that's good. Lightning Greaves,
This is obviously Eldraine.
This is
Like, this
very
is just straight
Eldraine.
up Eldraine. Tokasia's Welcome is in here. What is Divine
I
Visitation?
was
This might
just
be,
about to say Divine Visitation. This is
dude.
really good.
This might be CEDH.
I mean, this is definitely the artifacts and enchantments are almost always of the permanents the worst ones, and like this is pretty good.
This is crazy.
I think this is CEDH.
This is like, we don't put this out there lightly, right?
Yeah,
Like if like the for this deck and the cards that are here, and like to synergize with this deck, they picked very good artifacts and enchantments.
this means that they could do this for every deck. They just don't.
Or they just realized they didn't put enough value in creatures.
Maybe, yeah. If they were sticking,
We also haven't gotten to the lands.
well, come on, not a lot of not a lot of hope on that front.
No, I have hope. I'm looking at them right now.
Oh, but see a Pachuca Bog.
Yeah, it's a Pachuca Bog, CEDH. Now, they're doing what we actually have asked for. For some weird reason, this has a random slow land in it in the form of Shattered Sanctum. None of the other ones have a slow land. No. Well, okay.
I think that's not
Abzan. True. Abzan has one.
Dreamrot Cascade for the.
Okay, so they're putting slow lands in. Why is this slow land so much more expensive then? Because it's white. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, I was wrong. Okay, but they're putting the slow lands in, which is a nice change.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry, I'm not trying to like.
No, you're right. I saw it and I was like, I guess I was just thrown off by the price.
I guess is that one like more? What's the price?
I guess people really, really like white and black. I mean, it's like $10 from Innistrad.
Ah, that is kind of that does seem a bit much for that for
it does,
Orzhov.
but it's sure nice to see it.
Sure, yeah, like that's great, but like I don't know why that one in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Smoldering Marsh is good. I'd say this is a 7 for the lands.
I would. You think this is a 7?
I mean, it's got a Bajuka Bog. That's our rule.
No, I think it's higher.
You think it's higher? I mean, compare this to Sultai, right? Where Sultai had Command Beacon, Crypt of Agadim, right? Those are the two cards that really brought it up to, was this from Eldraine? And this one doesn't have cards like that.
I guess that's fair.
Right. One thing that would really carry this a lot, I'm looking through it right now. So they have Castle Ardenvale that lets you create a creature token. But that's like the only one. Yeah. There's like that, I forget the name of it. But it's the one that lets you make like a kobold creature. That could be in here. Okay. Isn't there like Den of the Bugbear that makes token creatures or something? I don't know. There's other lands that make token creatures. And it would be nice to have seen more of them in here.
I guess that's fair. Yeah.
I disappeared from stream.
Oh, again.
Yeah, I just saw it.
I don't know why it does that. Is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it's like a timing thing.
I don't know. But regardless, I think it's a 7. I think.
Okay.
I think it was.
All right, fine. I'm not gonna fight you on that.
Okay. Out of the box playability, this deck is through the roof, brother.
Yeah, it's tokens. It's not terribly hard to get. You know, I do think it's a lot, like especially once you get the triggers with all the tokens and everything. Mm-hmm. But I think it's still probably pretty easy to pick up and play.
I think so. I mean, I think that, like you said, once you start getting like 5 or 6 different token types on the battlefield, and if you have narrative out and you've got all these other generated, it's a deck that you're going to want to swing fast and you know, get the D's out.
Yeah. I think it's low skill floor, high skill ceiling.
Low floor, high complexity. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm agreeing with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't agree with you, Tim. Shut up.
Well, the way you said that made me think that you were not agreeing with me.
Low floor, high complexity. You know, and then fun factor. I love this deck, man.
I really like it. I think at least Eldraine.
Yeah, I would say was this at least from Eldraine.
I don't know which one I like more, the Sultai or this one.
Really?
I
I like
mean,
this one more.
that's yeah. I mean, we all know I'm a Sultai boy at heart.
Hmm.
Like that's just me. You can't show me some grave shenanigans, and I'm like, wow, that's dumb. You know,
It's who you are on the inside.
it is. It really is.
We had someone say in the Discord today, like, I love how much Tim enjoys Spore Frog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I said, I don't.
Well, yeah, because you're dumb.
Yeah. Zane said this one is much stronger. Both have high potential. I think I agree to that.
I agree with that too.
I mean this deck definitely was this from Eldraine.
Mm.
Um this is a deck that's going to hit the table and immediately be a problem,
Yeah.
especially if you have Zergo out. Because it has so many different ways to attack you. Oh yeah, it was T-Foles that said that. Yep. There's so many different ways that this
Yeah.
deck can hit you. It can hit you with sacrifice, it can hit you with tokens, it can hit you with flying dragons, it can hit you with like just straight combat, right? Like the possibilities are endless.
Well, I wouldn't
And
say
the important
endless.
question, what are you immediately swapping out to put in Sir Conrad?
What am I immediately? Oh, to put Sir Conrad in this deck.
Yeah.
I hold on. I can think about it.
Zergo?
Yeah, Zergo. I don't know. There's something in there like I don't know. Aaron Benalia's Ruin.
Yeah.
I guess
Some random comment.
+1/+1 on each creature. That's not terrible, but it's also not crazy.
Yeah. I mean, knowing you, you'd probably get rid of like
Now, Morbid
like
Opportunist.
a talisman or what morbid opportunist is great. It's card draw.
It's but only once each turn.
Who
You
cares?
get card draw from Zergo no matter what or when.
Yeah, more draw better.
Okay, but
More draw better. All right, if I were to burn a card from this deck, it would probably be something like Selfless Spirit or I don't know, like Wayfarer's Bauble.
Selfless Spirit is good. It's Wayfarer's Bauble. Get the fuck out right
I'm
now.
gonna sacrifice that. Get that out of the deck so quickly.
You are so dumb. Is it even
What's better,
in
Tim? Wayfarer's Bauble or Spore Frog?
Swarfrog?
Okay. Yes, there is a Wayfarer's Bauble in here.
Yeah,
Another
there. I
reason
just
why
saw
we
it.
said artifacts are CEDH.
The main reason why we said
The main reason. Yeah, okay. All right, you ready for the last deck?
Yeah, I guess it's probably the one I'm least looking forward to.
I know we're gonna end probably on a low note for
Yeah,
us.
we should have switched these, but I didn't know I was gonna like the Mardu deck that
Yeah.
much.
So it is the Jeskai deck. The face commander is Shiko and Narset unified. 1 blue, red, white for a 4/4 human spirit dragon with flying, vigilance, and flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, copy that spell if it targets a permanent or player, and you may choose new targets for the copy. If you don't copy a spell this way, draw a card. I mean, that's just Jeskai, right? That's just what Jeskai wants to do. Dump a bunch of spells, get some benefit.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this, and this is probably nitpicking, but it doesn't say may. So like you don't have a choice other than the choice of spell you play, which obviously you're going to try and get whichever benefit you're looking to get out of it, but I would like that if it said may, right? Cuz then you would at least choose if you want to draw a card or copy it.
But it says if you don't copy a spell this way, draw a card.
But it doesn't say you may copy a spell. You have to copy that spell if it targets a permanent or player. You see what I'm
So
saying?
remember, Flurry is a triggered card, right? It's a it's a activated. Not oh my god, I can't speak today. It is a triggered ability. So if you cast something that targets like an opponent's creature, you can then like get a second cast of like Path of Exile, right?
Sure, sure.
If you choose to like play a buff spell or a creature,
Mm-hmm.
that basically says if you play a creature for your second spell, draw a card.
That's my point. Is you have to play that. What if you don't have the card in hand that gets you the trigger that you want? You can't. I don't know, Chris. What if you only
Uh,
have like a land and a removal in your hand, but there's nothing to remove?
then don't play anything. You would have played anything even without it.
I, it was obviously like an exaggerated situation, but May gives you options. You always say options are good, and now you're just disagreeing with me to disagree with me. You always do this. You don't think it would be better if it said you may copy that spell?
I mean, I guess.
Okay.
You're saying, okay, so what you're saying is the card would be better if it said you may copy the spell. If it's like you may copy the spell.
Yes.
If a spell is not copied this way, draw a card.
Yes. That is
So
what I'm saying.
if I play a creature for my second spell, I draw a card. If I cast a removal spell for my second card or for
Yeah.
my second spell, I may choose to copy it.
Yes, exactly.
And if I don't, I draw a card.
Yes. Because
What's more valuable, 2 removal spells or 2 draws? Or a draw?
situational, because what if you need to remove two things, or what if there aren't two things to remove, right? What if there's only one thing to remove? Only have one path. It does you if this is the second spell you played this turn, you don't get to choose. You have to copy it and then it'll fizzle. You don't get the card draw. I'm just saying it would be better.
Okay. You just don't like Jeskai.
Yeah, you cut that spell and find better cards. Yeah, you're cutting Path of Exile from your
Let's be real. Tim, I don't think you've ever been a spell slinger type of person.
Well, I don't understand what the debate is here, Chris. You're saying that if you had the option to either copy or not, so you could get the other trigger, you're saying that wouldn't be better to have more options? Tell me that you don't like options, Chris. Tell me that options are bad in Magic. I want you to say it to my face.
How would you rate this card, Tim?
I'd rate it shit. Would be better with May.
Well, then every card. Conrad should say May then.
I would never not take his trigger.
Oh my god, you would also never not take this trigger.
What if you can't target another thing?
Okay. Then just target the same thing and it fizzles. Whatever.
Oh my
You're
God,
no different.
Chris.
It's no different from you getting the ability.
Oh my god. Okay, whatever. Just move on. This is a fucking baby's first deck. I don't like it.
Oh my, exactly. This is what I'm saying. You're going into this with prejudices against spell slinging.
Oh, and look who's
And
talking.
I agree.
Pot
I wanted
calling the kettle
prejudices
black. The
against
tamer.
dragons. I agree. We're not talking fun fact, Tim. Is this a strong card?
Strong? I would not say it's strong. Is it good? Yeah, I would put it on the same level as the alternate commander from the other one.
Okay, you think this is a 7, a high
Yeah,
7?
a high 7. Yeah.
Okay, I disagree with you. I think this is I think it's a high 7. It's
Wait,
maybe
that's
bordering on low Eldraine.
Oh, okay.
But I'll put this as a high 7.
Okay.
It does so much for Jeskai, right? Because it also is a secret prowess, it's a secret prowess tech because it's letting you copy spells. It's
I forget what prowess does.
It's hitting Magecraft. It does a lot for being able to copy is good regardless of if the spell fizzles or not, because there's tons of things that get triggered off of spells copy.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's my argument for why it's a baby's first throne.
My argument wasn't that it wasn't good. It was that it would be better if it said May. And I stand by that. And I know I'm right.
God, okay. Elsha, the alternate commander is Elsha, threefold master, blue, red, white for a 1/1 Jin monk. You may have trample. You may have prowess. Whenever Elsha may deal combat damage to a player, you may create many 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. What a great card. We just put May into everything now.
Oh my God, Chris. Say it. Say it, you bitch. Say options are bad. Say you hate options, Chris. I want you to look me in the eyes, because every time we talk about something, you're like, it gives you options, and then you jerk off and splooge all over the card. And you fucking think it's the best thing since fucking sliced bread.
That was the greatest I think I've ever heard. You just lead it. Chris, you bitch. Tell me. Oh, I'm so happy right now. You may have trample. You may have prowess. You can choose. Let's just turn magic into a slug with all triggered abilities.
Oh my god.
Anyway, all right. It's a blue, red, white for a 1/1 Jin Monk. Trample, prowess. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create that many 1/1 white monk creature tokens with prowess. Tim, would you agree that prowess is a strong mechanic?
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes. Yeah, I mean it is, right? Like I guess I'm trying to like think of like what to compare it to. I mean, prowess has been around for a long time, and it's still being used, so it's clearly like a good mechanic they like. I don't find it fun, but I think it's strong.
Good answer. Because it is strong.
Yeah.
It is a spell slinger's wet dream, is what prowess is.
Yeah.
And it's in the colors for that.
I mean, prowess is like pretty Jeskai.
Prowess is as Jeskai as it can fucking get.
Yeah.
Right? Which is why I'm saying the original commander is a great trigger for prowess, because prowess is whenever you cast a spell. So, but I believe I don't think copies
You don't cast, right?
get cast MTG.
No, because it does say you make.
They're not considered cast unless this effect specifically states you may cast the copy.
And you may choose new targets for the copy. Yeah, so you're not casting. So she doesn't really synergize well with prowess.
Yeah. So like copying, so like Storm does not trigger prowess.
So the commander also then doesn't trigger prowess. So like it's not. I don't know. I don't think that synergizes very well, because you're casting your second spell, but you were already probably going to cast your second spell. It's not like her triggered ability feeds into prowess in any other way.
Sure, that's fine. But when you're playing Jeskai, you are playing flashback, reverberate, like low mana value spells, and you're getting her up to like a 4/4 or a 5/5, like on the turn she enters the battlefield. And then you now have made 5 1/1s with the same ability.
Does she? Oh yeah, mana tokens with prowess. Yeah, so I mean that's good.
So,
I think. Okay, so what do you think? Do you think she is better or worse than Narset?
I think she is different. No. Right, if you want to look at her in like this particular deck, this deck runs 30 spells. She's good.
Sure.
If you want to run her, if you like keep her in the deck with Shiko and Narset, I think Shiko and Narset are like, if I were just to keep this deck exactly as it is, I would probably prefer to run Shiko and Narset.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. But does that mean she's bad? No.
I wasn't so much saying that she was bad. It was more, I was asking from the point of view of just the commanders. Like, take the deck out of it. What do you think you could... Which deck do you think you could build a better deck around? Sorry, which commander do you think you could build a better deck around?
Well, what do you think is better? Copying spells, or fight decks? Because Narset is a I'm coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
Or Elsha. I'm sorry. Elsha is I'm coming at you.
Yeah.
I'm going to opt. I'm going to preordain.
Mm-hmm.
And now I have 47 47s on the battlefield, right? Like, welcome to prowess.
I personally think I would. I feel like I could build an Elsha deck better than a Shiko deck, but I think that's me. That's because like I don't have the mentality to build a
You
Shiko
think in
deck.
combat,
Yeah,
right? And that's fine. And
yeah,
that's why I like this card. I think I want to give her exactly the same rating. This is a high 7
okay,
because it is a strong card, just like Narset, but it's strong in a different way.
yeah.
Whether or not that's strong in this deck remains to be seen. I've heard
There
mixed
are.
things on it.
I mean, there's a decent amount of low CMC. A lot of cantrips, like 8 cantrips, and then quite a
Mhm.
few like 2 to 3 CMC spells. Quite a few.
I mean, there's also cheap artifacts, cheap enchantments,
Yeah, I guess it's
like
spell. It's not just
non
like
it's specifically non-creature spell, right?
yeah.
So that could be Soul Ring, which then you cast into something else,
Yeah,
and then
true.
you cast it into is it Signet, and then you cast that into the next thing, and then boom, bang, boom. She's a 5/5/6/6, swinging for the fences on turn 4
Yeah, with trample.
with trample. So, and then you're gonna make 5/1/1s that also then have the prowess. We could really pop off, yeah. So I think
Yeah.
if you get the right hand, which I mean, I guess can be applied to any deck,
Hmm.
really. Zane is saying it can really pop off. Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
I can see the upside of this deck. All right, new cards. The Will of the Jeskai. I'll read it out. 3 in a red for a sorcery. Choose one. If you choose your commander, get both. Each player may discard their hand and draw 5 cards. Each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. That's kind of like Underworld Breach, is it not?
Uh,
Specifically for instant and sorceries.
each gains flashback was no because Underworld Breach was. Is it flashback or is it
Underworld
escape?
Breach is escape.
Yeah.
And it's specific. Underworld Breach is every non-land card. This one's specific to instants and sorceries.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, and
Mm-hmm.
it's I guess like the a alternate kind of Underworld Breach.
Yeah.
I like. I know Chris is gonna roll his eyes, but I like Caldera Pyromaw for this deck a lot. Um, 3 red for a 3/3 dragon with flying says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then this creature deals damage equal to its power to target opponent.
No, that's amazing.
That scales really well.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
It's a dragon, so I figured you were gonna be like, of course Tim likes it.
I mean, yeah, I don't need to say the obvious.
Yeah.
It's a dragon.
Just push a good dragon.
It's a dragon. What else is there? That one's kind of neat. That one's okay. Adaptive training post. 2 in a blue for an artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, if this artifact has fewer than 3 charge counters on it, put a charge counter on it. Remove 3 charge counters when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell. Copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. So that's pretty good. Okay,
See,
this one's huge. Tempest Technique.
mhm,
Read that one out, Tim.
sure. 3 and a white for an enchantment aura with storm, because we can't have a set that doesn't have storm in it. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature you control gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you control. That's pretty
That's crazy.
good.
Yeah, I mean,
I
that's
mean,
what's
that's
that
all
one?
that glitters.
All that glitters storm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
yeah, that's really good.
That's wild.
See, this is tough for me because monks are like, I think a very cool, like fantasy archetype. Right, I love monks in pretty much any kind of thing. So like the fact that it's Jeskai makes me a little sad, but I can at least get around it because I think monks are cool and flurry is cool because you're like, I don't know, it's like flurry of blows. You're doing
Yep.
a bunch of stuff.
This one's also absurd too in this deck, and I really wish it was 1 in a white because I would absolutely play it in Bubble Flower. 2 and a white. It's called Aligned Heart. 2 and a white for an enchantment with Flurry. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a rally counter on this enchantment. Then create a 1/1 white creature token with prowess
Disappeared
for
again.
each rally counter on it.
You,
I disappeared again.
yeah, you did.
Like, could you imagine, like, you play this, and then play a second spell, you get a monk. And then on your opponent's turn, you play two cheap cantrips, you get 2 monks. On your next opponent's turn, you play 2 cheap cantrips, you get 3 monks, right? Like, this
Yeah.
just exponentially grows your board in absurd ways, all of which have prowess, which is strong.
Yeah.
This card is really bonkers.
So this may be stating the obvious, but I feel like you are so starved for card draw in this deck. Or maybe not starved isn't the right word, but you need card draw in
That's what
any.
the cantrips do. Like, that's what all these cheap cantrips do. Like,
Oh, do
you don't
they,
give a shit because Op draws you a card. It's a replacement card for 1 blue mana,
sure. Okay.
right? Yeah, like Brainstorm is a replacement card for 1 blue mana. You just fill this deck up with a bunch of cheap instant card draw.
Yeah.
And now I have 50 monks.
Man, monks are cool, and I hate Jeskai.
Yeah.
But they're tempting me, man. Like I don't know which I would like more to build. Like Elsha, I feel like it would be Elsha, right? Because
I think you'd like Elsha more
I think so
because
too.
it's monks, but with combat.
I would probably still keep Shiko and Narset in the deck, but like,
Yeah.
man, this is tough. They came out with some pretty good decks this time around.
Yeah. I think for me, new cards was this from Eldraine. That's what we have, all the others.
Yeah.
And this one tracks along with that. Like, for this style, for a prowess monk type deck, these cards are amazing.
Yeah,
creature reprints. Now that's where we get interesting because there really aren't a lot of creatures.
Not a lot. It has Veyran, which I think they're a great card for spell slinger decks.
They have a bunch of Magecraft in here.
A bunch of Magecraft, yeah.
Yeah, another really good one that, like, before I even looked, I was like, this card's got to be in this deck, is Archmage Emeritus.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Stormkill.
No. Well, he's good in here, but no, Archmage Emeritus.
Yeah.
2 blue for human wizard with Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card.
Yeah,
so there's your immediate card draw, Tim.
Yep.
You know? Now opt is to draw. Like, it's not like you're in blue. It is not hard to refill your hand.
Yeah. No, that's good. Lear. What's he from? Is he from
Innistrad.
Midnight Hunt?
I believe Midnight Hunt. Yep.
Yeah, Midnight Hunt.
I was never sold on Lear. I think he's cool.
I think he's good for this one. Spells can't be countered.
Yeah, I mean, if you're spell slinging, you don't want your spells to get countered. But remember, that's symmetrical, so no one's spells get countered.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah,
which is fine.
I think it still benefits you more in this deck, especially because it's like, yeah, sure, yeah. I don't care what. Like, I'm just gonna opt, and my thing gets +1/+1.
Yeah. I think this is a 7.
I think so too.
I think they're fine. Nothing blows me away, but they're good. Spells. There are 30 of them.
There's a decent amount. Like Mana Geyser, Narset's Reversal.
It's kind of funny they have Will of the Jeskai, but not Jeskai's Will.
True. Well, I mean, Jeskai's Will is what, like a $10, $15 card now?
That would have been huge.
I mean,
if that got
immediate include.
Yeah. Mana Geyser is always a great include. Electro Dominance is a fun card. Curse. They have a lot of really good removal. Curse of the Swine, Pungify, Abrade. Braid again? Do they have a Braid in both decks? They do. They put a Braid in this one and Mardu.
Ancestral Vision is great in this.
Sure.
Oh, actually, you know what? No, I think it is still good, but I was thinking it's not when you suspend, it is not a cast, right? It is just paying mana to put it in
It's a
exile.
replacement effect.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
You
then you
may
cast it when it comes back
cast it
in.
correct.
Yeah. But it
So
also
if you
doesn't
can
have a
time out
cost.
well, it's only 1 blue.
But it doesn't have a normal cast. Does it do all? I don't remember. It's a
It
suspend.
does get cast when it comes up. You can counter it, essentially. You cannot counter it when it goes into suspend, but you can counter it on the cast.
No, you didn't let me finish. Do all
Oh,
suspend cards not have a CMC, or is this one just different? I
this
don't.
one's different.
Okay.
Um, some of them do, not all of them do. Some don't. Whatever. It's all over the place. These come from, I think it was Modern Horizons. It might have been or it might have been like Time Spa Remaster. I don't remember which one it was, but they reprinted like 5 of like the stronger, like 5 of the Power 9 or whatever it was, like as suspend cards.
Oh, okay.
So like I think another one is like Living Decay or something like that. Am I right on that one? No.
Hmm.
What was the one? It was like, it wasn't Wheel of Fortune, but it was like, I have these cards. I don't remember what they are.
I don't know. You're asking someone who does not remember card names. So,
That's fair.
I think for spells, the instants and sorceries, I think it's probably like my gut says 7.
My gut also says 7.
Yeah.
For a deck that's about casting a lot of spells, like a lot of these are not spells I think I'm casting. Like, there are certainly better instants and better source. Like there's a good base here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with like Ancestral Vision, Preordain, Pungify, Opt, Faithless Looting. Like there's a good groundwork to build from.
Sure. Yeah. I think you're
But
right.
Expansion Explosion, get that the hell out of here, right? Sublime Epiphany, strong card. Magna Opus, get that out of here. I don't want an 8 mana card in a prowess deck.
Vanquish the Horde. Although actually that one's not bad
Yeah, leave that
because
one in here.
yeah, that one's good.
Yeah. But I think this is a 7.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, moving on. Artifacts. Nothing really good. It's all the signets for artifacts, so kind of crappy on the artifact side.
Yeah, I mean the only one that isn't a rock is the new one. Is
Yep.
the training post.
It's just a bunch of rocks. And
Yeah,
then
Ghostly Prison for enchantment. That's not bad.
Ghostly Prison and Whirlwind of Thought are
Yeah,
really the new ones.
that. No, you
Curse of
mean
Opulence is always fun.
you said the new ones. You mean the good ones?
Is not one of the new ones.
Is not
There's
one of the new ones.
there's
Gotcha,
3
gotcha.
new, 3 old.
I like Curse of Opulence. I think that's a fun like stay away from me card.
Yeah. And then I'm a fan of Whirlwind of Thought. I think another one of those that's really good for
Yeah, that's
draw.
good.
I'd say this is a 7.
I
Maybe
mean,
Baby's first deck
I
because
think
it is only rocks.
I think Baby's first deck, but like compared to the other ones, it's like I don't know. The artifacts are bland and kind of disappointing. The
I'm
enchantments
fine with
are
that.
okay.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Lands?
Lands. Clifftop Retreat. That's not terrible.
Why is Haven of the No, I'm in the wrong deck. Never mind.
I was
I
like, I
was like,
can't.
why is Haven of the Spirit Dragon in here? I'm like, wrong deck.
I
Now these lands suck, dude.
Yeah, these lands are bad. Well, it does have one of the cycling lands. That's not terrible.
Which one?
Irrigated farmland. But I don't think
Oh.
that saves it.
It's got all 3 temples.
Chris, if temples were a factor, like all these decks would blow.
Well, did the previous one have? They only had 2 of the temples.
Did it really? I just assumed that they all had all of
Yeah,
the
the other
temples.
one only had 2
Oh,
of the
it did
temples.
only have 2 temples. Okay.
This one has all 3 temples.
Oh, and the Sultai one only has 1 temple.
And you know what this one doesn't have? Slow land.
The Abzan one does have all 3 of the temples for that one.
Nah, this is Baby's first deck.
I agree. I don't think it's bad.
Yeah.
Dare we say dumpster fire? Like this is there's nothing There's like nothing of value in these lands.
I mean, that's fine, but remember, we shouldn't be looking at this purely from a value standpoint.
Well, sorry, by value I mean like I don't think any of these lands add anything other than just being mana,
But
right?
that's fine because in this type of deck, you're not going to get lands that do that kind of stuff. Like I don't know, I don't think there's any lands that let you copy spells. MTG, any lands that let you copy spells? Let's Google it.
Probably not.
Mirror Pool, Thespian Stage.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Thespian Stage. But that just becomes a copy of target permanent, doesn't it?
yeah.
So does that count as copying it, or like is becoming a copy the same as copying?
Hold on, let me read off Thespian Stage.
Okay.
It becomes a copy of target land. That's it. Okay, so that doesn't
Oh
count.
yeah, no, that's not.
Wow, Google AI, you suck.
Yeah, I think.
So like Mirror Pool is one of the few lands that can give you that. Right.
So that'd be
Copy
good.
target, instant or sorcery spell you control, but you have to sack the land.
Yeah, but
So I
look,
mean it's fine.
it's
It's
$2. They couldn't have thrown that in there. They had
yeah.
come on, man. Like this one is lazy. They could have done better. They could have thrown it like one land of worth.
This is the of the decks, this is certainly the worst land base.
Yeah.
But we really, I mean, like, at what point do we have we driven our point home about lands? I feel like we should just remove lands from our grading
At this
rubric.
point, yeah. I mean, but it's so hype when we finally get one. We're like, yo, check it out.
Wow, Bajuka Bog!
Yeah. So like hold on, just real quick. Because we've got plenty of time because we're almost done. What what was like the worst rating with the lands that we've had
Ever?
ever? And I want to see what.
Dumpster Fire on Creative Energy.
Okay, okay.
Uh,
Dumpster
Dumpster Fire
fire.
on Deadly Disguise. Dumpster Fire on Sliver Swarm. Yeah, mostly Baby's first deck. But like, do you want to go look at like the deck for like Deadly Disguise?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. I did Sliver Swarm, but like, so like,
Let's
why
go.
did
Yeah,
those earn a dumpster fire and not this one?
probably because it had 3 temples.
This one didn't have any temples. It had
Which one? Deadly Disguise?
no Sliver Swarm. Sorry.
Oh,
It had an irrigated farmland, so it had the cycle lands. I think we just said that for this one because there is a sliver land, isn't there? And it didn't have
yeah,
it.
it didn't include it. We're probably mad that they didn't include Sliver
Yeah,
Hive.
I know we are our most unreliable sources for how we should be ranking these,
It's
but
just it's a crappy land pool. Like, what more is there to be said about like the cards? Right? It's a crappy set of lands.
I don't think there's more to be said other than that. Like, I think this is on par with some of the worst we've seen.
I feel like what they do is put all of like the moderately okay lands in a grab bag and say, all right, which lands are going into Jeskai? And they just pull randomly, right? Because like,
Yeah,
what's the thought behind having like ash not ash barrens, Adakar wastes in it? Like what do I gain from that compared to like the bounce land, right? What do I gain from a glacial, not a glacial fortress, or like what is this? Like Cascade Bluffs. I get some mana fixing. Okay, right? That just is it's annoying, right? It's I don't know. It's a weird. Ooh, look at that. cheap views on Stream Boot.
Oh, finally! I was waiting for us to get one of those.
I'll block it.
Yeah, you got it. Okay.
I just I don't know what the thought process behind them deciding lands are. Like, we know when they make a good decision because it's something that fits the theme,
Yeah.
right? In our case, like before, we recognize that what the land from Mardu, right? Like, or not Mardu, if we go all the way back to the top, right? The one Haven of the Spirit Dragon, that's a land that makes sense in dragons. It's like we're rewarding wizards for making smart choices about the lands they put in.
Yeah.
And so like I don't give a shit that they put like a bunch of crappy lands in the deck. Whatever. It's a precon. I'm not it is what it is, right? But
Yeah.
if there is a land that does fit thematically and isn't $50, just put it in. Like put it in the deck.
Yeah. But I guess that's why and I'm only doing this to make a point because I know Wizards watches us and listens to us.
Absolutely.
So like I want them to know this land base could be completely different with like different lands that aren't related to any of these mechanics and still be the same amount of value towards the overall deck, right? We could throw a whole bunch of lands that like I don't know, make token copies and like do all these things that this deck doesn't care as much about, and it would have the same impact as the lands that they chose for it out of the box.
Yep. So baby's first deck. Or do you think this actually goes to dumpster fire?
That's what I've been trying to say. Is I think it's a dumpster fire. It has zero benefit other than mana.
Which, I mean, is fair because
That should be the first thing, but that's also the bare minimum.
sure. Yeah. All right. Out of the box playability. I think this is a 7. I think it's gonna be fine.
I think prowess is tough because like
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. It's play spell attack. Like it's
Well-
the most gruel of Jeskai.
so hear me out. Prowess, you're right. As a mechanic, not tough. I think to do prowess effectively and not completely drain your hand and then just be sitting and waiting to draw one card the next turn is tough.
Sure.
It's like you need the card draw, or else you're going to be doing what I'm saying, or you're going to be sitting on prowess triggers because you're like, well, I don't want to have nothing in hand.
Sure.
So
Prowess is really strong, except when you have to block.
yeah, exactly. You're like, hold on, let me opt a couple of times.
We just quick opt over here.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're out of the box or you're playing the face commander is not prowess.
That's fair.
So it's fine, right? You're going to be drawing, you're going to be copying. It's kind of fun to be able to, if I play one thing, play it twice. Like, that's fun.
Sure.
So I don't think it's complicated in that regard, right? I play Pungify. I now get 2 Pungifies.
Well, but I think that's an important point, though, is only if it targets, right? If you play your second spell and it doesn't, then
You draw a card.
Then you can draw a card. So it's still good. I guess but it's not always play a spell, get something else, I guess is my point.
Yeah, it's play your second spell, then get something else. Whether it's a copy or a card.
Sorry, I misspoke. I meant play your second spell and get it again, not get something
I guess it's not inherently complicated. If you turn this into a prowess deck, then yes, it becomes a little more complicated. But at its core, this is just, let's play a bunch of spells and see what happens.
I think this is... I think you're right. I agree with you. I do also think that this is probably going to be the deck that, for new players, is going to be hardest to win with.
I agree, which is why we have it at this is a 7.
Yeah.
In line with Sultai, which also will be hard to play.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Our lastly, fun factor. I think this is a 7 for this deck.
It kind of grew on me, if I'm being honest.
I think if you switched and put Elsha at the commander, you're going to like it more.
Absolutely. And I like I said, I like monks as like an archetype. So like building around that, they throw a lot of really cool like monk themed cards in there. So it grew on me.
Yeah, I think this is a fun. I really am sad that the monk card is like the enchantment is only 2 in a white. I really wanted to put it in Bumbleflower.
The Tempest technique.
No, the one that's like make a monk, like put counters on it and then make a monk for every counter.
Oh, Aligned Heart. Yeah, yeah.
Aligned Heart, because I
Yeah,
cast
that's
so many
really good.
spells. Well, if you got to see it, like normally Bumbleflower is
I
casting a
was gonna
lot.
say you didn't cast a lot,
Yeah,
but
I
you
didn't cast
couldn't.
much, but yeah, I couldn't. Overall, I mean, like this averages out to a 7.
Yeah, it's a pretty average 7.
It's fine. By that logic, then we put this deck on par with the Teamer deck, where it's a good deck. It's not like Wizards screw the pooch on any of these decks.
No, I think they're all pretty good.
I agree. For making 5 decks,
That's
they
tough.
did pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I
Kudos to the team.
maybe the land base on this deck was the last portion they had to do for all 5, and they're like, fuck it. Is it red, blue, or white? It goes in.
Yeah, basically, yeah. What do you guys want to put in the lands? Fuck it, I don't know.
Lands.
Spin the wheel.
It's our first precon with only basics.
Oh, yeesh.
Maybe that's what we should reserve dumpster fire for.
Only that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, that's fair.
So overall, though, I think this is a great. I mean, it's a great set of commander decks. It's a really cool set. Dragonstorm is so much fun. I like it.
I really liked it. I think there weren't too many of them that I wouldn't like actively. I don't know if I'm gonna buy any of them, but I'm definitely gonna pick apart a few of them or like pick cards out of a few of them. But honestly, if I like went to somebody's house and they're like, "Hey, I've got this deck," I don't think I'd be upset with any of them.
Yeah, absolutely not. I have already gotten the Abzan one.
Oh, you did get the Abzan one.
I did get the Abzan one. I may turn it into a booty deck.
Okay.
Teamer interest Ryan the least. I agree with that. The teamer is the
Yeah.
least interesting to me. But it's still like there's still good pieces in that deck.
I think it is completely fair to say that the Teamer deck is probably the most boring of the decks. I can agree with that. I still think it's probably like good. I feel like Justin also didn't like when he was playing it, didn't really get to
Nah.
pop off the same way that it might have been able
Well,
to.
when you take a 27-minute turn.
Look, man, you shoved whiskey down my throat.
I did.
I didn't
took
want to
that
drink the
bottle and just
whiskey.
popped it in. It was like I put a little baby nipple on there, like a baby bottle nipple, and just you were going.
I think if anything, might get like, I don't know. I think I'd be interested with getting the Mardu deck because I don't have a Mardu deck, but I would pick the most out of the Sultai deck, I think. And I don't know. I think
The Mardu one is cool. I think the Abzan and Mardu are by and far my favorite too.
I think swap the Abzan for the Sultai, and I agree. I think Mardu. So Mardu, I think is we're pretty in agreement. That one's really good.
Yeah. Cool. Overall, though, like if only one of them is slightly below average out of 5 decks, credit to the designer Megan. She did a great job putting these together.
Yeah. Great job.
Cool. All right. So a reminder to all of our listeners, if you aren't able to tune in while we do our live episodes, you can always go and find our lists from the previous decks on our website, casualcommanderpodcast.com. We do have a link there to the Google Sheets, so you can go back, scroll back through time, and see how dumb we were on some of our previous rankings. They do go all the way back to, what is it, 2022? Yeah, April 2022, New Capenna Commander is where we started. Strongest precon in both of our opinions. I think the Mardu is the strongest. I really do. I think
so too,
Mardu's. I think it's gonna hit the ground swinging the fastest. But it's gonna be a problem because unless somebody has a board wipe, it's really hard to deal with like token go wide decks.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think it's just it seemed evidently stronger than the other ones. I do think the Sultai is also like pretty up there, and Abzan I think could be, but I agree that Mardu's definitely a cut above.
Yeah. I mean, big booty decks, they're slow.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get your lands, you get your walls out. You're kind of defending. You're not really attacking much, and then all of a sudden, all of your walls can fly and are holding knives.
Yeah.
You know. But Mardu is like, I'm gonna be in your face, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, I like it. I think it's good.
cool.
All right.
All right. So that's it. I guess that wraps up our Dragonstorm review. Hope everyone is enjoying it. Hope everyone's getting some cool cards for their decks. Some big D's.
Who'd have thought that would have gotten old?
It's been 3 weeks of it, dude.
It has been, and
3 D's.
hence why it got old quick.
3 weeks of D. Can't wait to see the Absent deck. I'm working on it. Like I'm kind of slowly thinking about what I want to put into it. We maybe I'll work on that on stream because Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but next week you are not here.
Monday I am here, but Thursday, correct, I am not here.
Okay. So if that's the case, Mr. Tim, we'll probably play games on Monday, and then maybe Thursday I will build the Abzan deck on stream with listeners, or maybe wait till next Monday or something like that. But we'll do something.
Yeah, I'm out for a bit, so
Yeah. So you guys are gonna have to deal with a couple weeks of this guy.
sorry ahead of time. But yeah, functionally I'm out for 2
Go to the
weeks.
calendar. Yeah. So what day do you fly out?
I fly out to the 18th, and I get back. We fly back the 30th, but I think that probably
That
means
is a Wednesday, so you're probably gonna need a recover day.
yeah, I'm not gonna be up to streaming. I'll be asleep.
I'll be streaming on the 17th, 21st, 24th, 28th, and 1st. Myself.
That's a lot of Chris.
That's a lot of Chris, boys and girls. Oh, say. I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
You're gonna need some help.
I'll figure it out. Hey, Ryan.
Yeah. He goes
Nah.
to bed real early on Thursdays, doesn't he?
On Mondays.
Or Mondays.
I'll make
that's-
Ryan play RoboQuest with me. You're gonna be jealous?
Jealous that I can't play RoboQuest? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
Mod
Let's
interview number 2.
let's end this stream. Thank you guys all for watching or at least let's end the episode recording.
Yeah.
Not the stream. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Remember, you can always check us out Mondays and Thursdays on Twitch at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's when we do our live streams.
You don't.
So be sure to tune in. We should do a giveaway on stream one time, Tim.
I mean, that's fine, but you're doing the plugs, and then we're just gonna have Evie say.
Well,
you
Evie
just
doesn't
said.
give like the specific times of Twitch.
I thought she did. Does she not?
No, she just
Oh,
says,
okay.
"Hey, it's your favorite MTG blonde."
I thought she did.
Maybe
I've never
she
listened to
does.
it, but
Wow, then how do you know if she does or
I'm
not?
kidding.
Oh my god. All right. Well, thank you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.
Until next time, I'm Chris,
And I'm Tim,
and this is Casual Commander.
and we love you. And she does say Mondays and Thursdays. Eat it, Chris.
Did she say a time?
No. Yes.